you doing? It's Matthew Hunt here from Automation Wolf, and this is the last video of a video series that I've put together. So if you didn't watch the other videos, I'll put them in the comments below. Be sure to go give them a watch first so that this one makes a lot more sense. But this whole series is about how to create the perfect LinkedIn profile page. And what we are right now is we're on the About section or the Bio section or the Summary section, sometimes known. I think in LinkedIn they actually literally call it the Summary. But a lot of you may call it the Bio or the About section. So this is a little section right here that's highlighted in red. You know, if we look at Jeff Weiner's profile, right? And then we can even look at mine right here. You can see it's right here. Now, the big important thing that you need to know is if you put media, right, or just in general, you only get about one sentence before you got to click on see more in the current format of LinkedIn. Now, they've changed it a few times. They've also changed where it's positioned and what you can see. Like even in the past, this was a little bit higher above like the highlights of people that you both knew. And this is me obviously looking at my profile, so it's not going to show me that. But if I'm on someone else's profile, it's going to show us how we're connected first. Rightfully so, because people want to know, like, you know, how is this person reaching out, et cetera, et cetera. And then I put some media on mine where Jeff here doesn't have any media on his. And sometimes you get an extra sentence when you don't have any media, okay? But that first sentence is going to be key. So what I want to talk about is some of the best practices. I do have a formula for those that take my course. I show them a fill in the blank template, and we have some exercises that just makes it really quick to get the perfect template. But here are some things that I think that you should think about. So just go into this real quick. And there's some questions that you're going to want to ask yourself before you even start writing a profile. And so the first thing you're going to ask is like, who is your ideal audience, right? Like who are you pitching to? And just like I've always said, the riches are in the niches. You got to know who you're talking to. You got to be able to get in their heads and be able to describe their problems better than they could describe it themselves. You got to understand their fears and frustrations, their wants and aspirations. If you take my course, we go through that whole thing in a couple exercises. It literally takes you like 5 minutes to get it down. And then once you've got this, you're going to be able to write an amazing bio that's specifically for other people. Because remember, when people are reading your bio, they don't really care about you. They only care what's in it for them. We all tune into our favorite radio station, which is WIFM. What's in it for me, right? Then you need to figure out who are the most important decision makers and influencers in your world. And you want to keep these people in mind because you're going to write for them. Because remember, it's just as important to repel as it is to attract, right? You want to get rid of all the people that you really don't want to be associated with and attract all the right people. So keep that in mind, that's important. So be really, really specific about who you help, how you help, and of course the outcomes that you want to drive for them or that you can drive for them. What do you want them to know or learn or do about you is a question you want to ask. And then how do you want to make them feel, right? Those are really, really, really important things that you want to ask yourself even before you start writing. So work that out on paper first. And then when you write, here are some of the best practices that you want to keep in mind, okay? You want to be able to make sure that they're scannable and short, okay? At the end of the day, most of the time we're on these cell phones and we want to be able to read it. If you write like traditional English paragraphs where there's like 3, 4 sentences, 5 sentences to a paragraph, it's so hard to read and nobody wants to do that. So literally break up by a hard break after almost every single sentence. It's a bit weird. It looks a bit strange sometimes on desktop, but most people are on mobile phones and they're scanning and reading this. So make it really easy and scannable. Make sure the reading level as well is a good one. Use Grammarly to figure out what the reading score is and make sure it's a lower level. They'll give you a score out of 100, and the closer you are to 100, the better. Okay, the first sentence is the most important, needs a hook. We talked about that. You need to make sure you're clear on who you help, how you help, and the outcome you drive. We talked about that. Write it in first person. This is a big one. So many people write it in third person. We all know you wrote it. So when you write it in first person, if you don't write it in first person, it's always a little bit weird. It comes across as like kind of douchey, in my opinion. So write it in first person and tell a great story, all right? Describe your victories. Don't be afraid to name drop, as well as being specific with numbers. So the more specific you are, the more believable you are. If you said that you increased, some websites conversions, make sure that it's by a number, 33.2%, right? Or if you drove a certain amount of sales, make sure you say the exact sales, even right to the cents number. It just makes us believe you more, all right? State your superpowers. Everybody's got them. State your unique ability, whatever that might be. Use some personality. State your values. Like, again, this is a great way to repel the wrong people and attract the right people. Remember, people don't buy what you do, but why you do it. So whatever your greater mission is, whatever your values are in life, take a moment to talk about that. Of course, have some fun and personality. Try to make people laugh. As soon as you make them laugh, you're going to fire off all these chemicals in their brain, and they're immediately going to have more rapport and like you more. They can't help it. It's science. So if you can make someone laugh and have a sense of humor, a bit of personality in your bio, go for it. All right. You must have one clear CTA, which just stands for call to action. Make sure you have one clear call to action that you want people to follow through on. Okay, so that is it for now around bios. Now, obviously, if you want my template that you can just fill in the blanks to get the perfect bio, check out automationwolf.com. Where you can learn a little bit more information about how we're helping people automate their prospecting, those low-level sales activities that nobody wants to do or doesn't have time to do, so they can focus more on the high-level sales activities like building relationships and closing sales. Go figure, right? If that sounds like something that you want to learn more about, go on over to automationwolf.com, and I've got a great ungated video that shows you the 10,000 foot view on how we're helping folks do that. If you found this video useful or helpful, I'd love to hear what was most useful. If you'd like to add something more about how to write a great bio, please add to the conversation. And of course, support the video by giving it a like. That would be greatly appreciated. It helps a lot because all those algorithm things allows me to get more views. All right, this is Matthew Hunt. We'll be talking to you soon. Bye for now.